All right, welcome back. It's early June 64, and we'll kind of start things off here in Virginia. Our our men that are the furthest north here is basically Mosby's small little battalion. So we're going to try to blow the rail here and then head back south. We were able to destroy the depot at Harper's Ferry last time, but there is still a depot at Winchester currently. Kind of coming down to the Central Virginia Theater, I'm going to send Longstreet across the river to Amherst to kind of defend against that approach on Richmond. We'll see what Meade does. If anything, basically Meade could strike at Richmond from here. So it is actually possible. So with Longstreet going here, he could march to the sounds of guns to Rhodes, and of course Johnson would also, and Stewart. So it's still a pretty solid defensive line, assuming they do actually march. Going on farther down, we have a small cavalry brigade that we're sending up into Raleigh. We are starting to form more of our forces down here in Charleston and Savannah. We've actually now formed a small division here in Savannah, and our first sort of like big offensive move will be too far to the west. We will be assaulting Tallahassee. It doesn't appear to be much there. This is the state capital, of course. There's a depot there, but they only have currently one small unit. Now, we are playing with the rule where units can be locked. We had a bit of an issue with this before where it looked like it wasn't on, but we've actually turned it on this turn. So he's like cheating here is locked, and my opponent mentioned that some of his forces were locked too. So that actually seems to be working now. Kind of going up here to behind the lines, we're going to be trying to destroy the rail, destroy the depot here, destroy the rail here, and destroy the depot here as well. So just trying to create as much havoc as possible behind the scenes. Now, the Union did move in and land here in Alabama. What we're going to try to do is really hold Mobile, Alabama, which is very important for us, for our resources. So we're going to try to blow these rails up here, and then they will be joining Polk's forces here. They're really kind of just still forming here in Mobile, Alabama. We're defending against the river here, and there are a few divisions here of varying size here in Meridian. I'm not going to move up my fleet to blocking because I don't think he's going to attempt to cross the river with overwhelming forces this turn. However, I will point out that there, of course, you can see that there's a division here, and there's really a couple more divisions over here. So there's some substantial numbers of forces in this area. Now in Texas, this is where we're gonna try to do our other offensive action. Basically, Taylor's forces have arrived sort of on the scene, if you will, and we're gonna try to defeat whatever this is here. We can see that there's one general and two regular units. I'm hoping that those are actually not divisions, which I don't think that they are. And we were sending basically all of our Texas forces to arrive on day 12 or day 13 here in Beaumont. Now, we're going to be using our rail to get there, so hopefully we'll be able to defeat the forces and hopefully even gain enough of the railroads to be able to rail back if needed. We're trying to be a little bit aggressive where we can be. Our forces did finish forming here, or these partisan units, so I'm going to kind of send them over here. They need about another turn to kind of get full cohesion. I know that the Union is kind of moving down with a force down here. They're kind of far away, so we're not that concerned with them yet. So we did do some more oops, sorry, we did do some more recruitment. Oops. Here we go. We did do some more recruitment this term. So we've recruited another couple brigades in Mobile um, and Montgomery, and a couple large brigades in Richmond. So that pretty much wiped out all of our funds. So we have men to recruit, and we have some more supply, but we don't actually have any funds. Okay, all right, let's run the turn and see what happens. Okay, we are back, and a few things happened. Nothing too crazy. Me did not move here, so me still is holding here. So this is kind of like our new, basically defensive line. Mosby did make it back. As you can see, I think looks like he did not actually destroy the rail. He did not actually destroy the rail up here. We have the Union moving in farther along, basically kind of like just all over, really. Union is everywhere. It's kind of interesting. But moving on Petersburg, here on Henrico, and then of course getting closer to Richmond as well. I didn't see anything happen in North Carolina. Yeah, it looks like nothing happened. We can actually see the North Carolina force there though now, so that's what is there. Yep, same thing kind of down here. Doesn't look like too much happened. Now there is some interesting movement out here that I somehow, Logan was able to get here, so we are actually now basically, I mean, there's really another way of saying it. Our two corps are separate, so that's kind of interesting. And there's actually another whole region here. So Cleburne is sort of up here. Now they do make a fair amount of supply, and they're reasonably stocked at 570. But clearly that situation won't last forever. Of course, I don't really know if the Union could maintain a supply line through the mountains and get stocked here as well. So in theory, that can go both ways. One sort of challenge with this is this region actually can move on Atlanta. So, in a certain sense, we're really almost forced to fall back and put this force in Atlanta because since Atlanta is, of course, an objective city. Union made a big move here to take the fort, which they did. Maybe we can get these forces out. We were able to destroy the railroads here, and so that was at least that was successful. Looks like our national morale has increased a little bit, one from a regional decision. So let's see if any of these depots were destroyed. So that depot was not destroyed. That depot was not destroyed. So I'm not really 100% certain which depot we were able to destroy, or none maybe. So I'll have to look at the details to find out that. Now our big move on Texas or Beaumont here really nothing ended up happening because the forces that were with them actually moved away. You can see those are the two brigades that have now joined. So looks like two of our units are active here, so that's good. And then these forces are locked, so they'll just, I guess it can sort of stay there in the siege, but we should be able to get our other forces back to Galveston and Houston as necessary. So yeah, a few things to think about there. Otherwise, a lot of movement. No, like I said, there's only that one, really only the one battle where we lost the fort. I think it was Fort Morgan. So really not a whole lot else to say. I don't think. I'm kind of curious about the regional decision. Um, I think it'll be in this one. Oh, okay. So we did actually burn the depot here in Corinth, but it was a level 2 depot, so we'll need to try to burn it again in the future to actually destroy it. Um, but even every little bit helps. That actually helps our morale. So we're kind of getting, which I think we started the game at 70, so we're back at 69. Okay, so that's about where we are. A lot to think about, and I'll see you next time.